All right. Since Lisa's here, we got to start down on our ground on our backs. So come on down into constructive rest. She claps. I love it. All right. So come on down, snuggle your shoulders in, let your knees drop in towards each other, and just let your arms fall comfortably out at your sides. Think anatomical position, palms facing up, shoulder heads snuggling down to the ground. And then just take a few seconds to soften everything up. And see here if you can just start to allow your breath to slow down a little bit. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose, but just slowing everything down, really paying attention to the inhale. And then noticing the exhale. And as you tune into the breath here, as you start to listen in and notice where in your body you're really feeling your breath. So maybe your belly, your ribs, your chest, your shoulders, whatever the case may be, but just notice where in your body do you feel your breath? And then for a moment here, just notice the quality of your breath. So is your breath a nice, deep and long inhalation and a slow exhalation? Or is there a staggered point in the breath, any catchy little places? Are your sinuses congested? Just kind of notice what's going on with the breath. No right or wrong, but just we want to tune in and pay attention. And just staying with the breath for just a few more minutes here. Can you take your right hand and reach over and across and just find your left ribs and let your fingers kind of fan out? So spread your fingers out around the side of the left ribs. And then can you tune back into your breath? Take a nice deep inhale and a nice slow exhale, and just start to notice the skin, the fat, the muscles, the bones underneath your hand. Take one more breath here. And then if it feels good, release your right hand, just let it come back to that anatomical position. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So left hand's going to reach over and across. Spread your fingers out and just find the side of the right ribs. And then once you've got your hand in a nice position, tune back into your breath. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. Notice the skin, the fat, the muscles, the tissue underneath your hand. You feel the little bit of movement in the bones as you breathe in and out. And take one more breath here. Awesome. And then release your hand, and we're going to bring both hands to the belly. So now we're going to start to see if we can just find a way to deepen the breath and fill up the torso. So inhale and allow the belly to fill and expand. Think of it as a balloon. So let the tissue be soft so it has plenty of room to move with the breath. And then exhale, soft and natural exhale, and just let all of that air go. Inhale and allow your belly to fill up. Exhale, let all that air go. Nice. One more breath here, just like that. Inhale and fill your belly up. And exhale, let everything go. Great. And then from here, slide your hands up to your ribs. So left hand on the left side ribs, right hand on the right side ribs. Inhale, fill the belly up and then fill the ribs up. Let the ribs expand. And then as you exhale, draw the ribs in and then draw the belly in. Let all that air go. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the ribs. Exhale from the ribs to the belly. One more just like that. Inhale, fill the belly and then fill the ribs. Exhale from the ribs to the belly. Beautiful. And then bring your hands up and just either just let them rest gently on the chest or just maybe even a little crisscross. So you can just feel the chest and the collarbones. So we're going to inhale, fill up the belly, fill up the ribs all the way up to the collarbones. And then as you exhale, bring the breath down from the collarbones to the ribs to the belly. Let all that air go. Inhale, fill up the belly, fill up the ribs, fill up to the collarbones. Exhale from the collarbones to the ribs to the belly. Nice. Take one more breath there. Inhale, belly, ribs, collarbone. Exhale from the collarbones to the ribs to the belly. Nice. And then release your hands into cactus arms or goalpost position. And then pause here just for a second. Snuggle your shoulders in, make sure everything feels good and comfortable. And then before we move from this place, take a moment here to set an intention to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice. Never doing anything in your practice that would cause your body pain, and just treating yourself with love, care, and respect. And then with that intention set, we're going to start with a gentle nod of the head. So it's not going to be a big grand movement. Think about moving your nose up and down, maybe a centimeter, maybe 2 centimeters. So it's a really small and gentle movement, especially since your head is connected to the ground. So we don't want to move so much that we're creating any deep friction against the back of the head. We just want to start to find some gentle, gentle movement, lifting the chin up and down. Great. Take one more lift up and down, and then bring your head to a nice neutral place, and then start to drop the head from side to side. Now here you'll find a little bit more range of motion. So move at a depth that feels good to you. Notice if there's any little catchy places or sticky parts that you need to smooth out. Take one more turn of the head side to side, and then we're going to add the knees as well. So as your head turns to the left, knees are going to drop to the right. Everything meets in the center, and then knees drop to the left and head turns to the right. And then just start to smooth all of that out. Move at a pace that feels nice to you. But start to tune in and notice, how are your shoulders feeling? How is your head and neck feeling? How's your belly? How's your ribs? How do your hips feel? How do your knees feel? How do your ankles feel? And then take this movement, but move away from that physical investigation and just notice, how's your energy level this morning? Are you feeling tired, or are you feeling nice and wide awake and revved up? And then maybe also notice if you've carried anything in with you that you have to address later on in the day. What can you set down and come back to later? Nice. Take one more turn side to side, or just even yourself out. And then bring it all back into center. We're going to walk the heels a little bit closer to the bum, keeping our feet nice and firmly planted on the ground. readjust your tailbone as needed, and then just come back up to the arms for a second. We're going to stretch the arms up alongside the ears, just like a little bit of a good morning stretch, and then pull the elbows down and like you're making a little W shape. Draw the elbows towards the ribs and then take it back up again. Reach the arms up, take a nice little good morning stretch with the top half of the body, and then pull the elbows down towards the ribs. And then do that one more time. Reach the arms up, take a nice big yawn, and then pull the elbows down. In this kind, we're going to flip around and palms are going to come down alongside the hips. Readjust your shoulder blades as needed and move right into a pelvic tilt. As you exhale, press your low back into the ground. Inhale and release to the natural curve of your back. Exhale, press your low back down. Inhale and release. Exhale to press. Inhale to release. Take 2 more just like that. Move with your breath's rhythm. Awesome. And then we're going to start to find some little baby bridges. So on your next inhale, curl your tailbone up and just imagine that you could slide one hand underneath your bum and then lower back down. Lift your knees up, pull them up into the chest, give yourself a light little squeeze, and then release. Feet back down to the ground, hands down. Inhale, we're going to lift the tailbone up. And now imagine you could slide about 2 hands underneath your tailbone. And then exhale, roll back down through the spine, pull the knees up into your chest, give yourself a little squeeze. Nice. Feet down, hands to the ground. Inhale, lift your tailbone up, come about 3 hands high. So coming a little bit higher. Exhale, roll down through the spine. Pull the knees up into the chest, give yourself a light little squeeze. Feet down, hands to the ground. Inhale, lift the tailbone up. Now coming about 4 hands high. Exhale, roll down through the spine. Pull your knees up into your chest. Give yourself a light little squeeze. One last time. Feet to the ground, hands down. Curl the tailbone up. Lift nice and high here. And then as you exhale, roll down through the spine. Think upper back, middle back, low back, hips touch the ground, pull your knees up into your chest, give yourself a little squeeze, and then we'll move right into wind relieving pose. We're going to hold on to the right knee, left leg's going to go long, and then we're going to switch with the breath. Inhale to switch, exhale to hug the knee in. Inhale as you switch, and exhale as you squeeze, and then just keep that going for a few cycles of breath. Move with your breath's rhythm, and then notice how you're feeling here. If it feels nice to take it slow and gentle and mindful, stay nice and light and low. If you needed that little bit of more energetic engagement and you want a little bit of work in the abdominal muscles, pull the belly button towards the spine, lift the chest and chin. Keep all that lifted as you switch knees. Nice. Take one more time each side or even yourself out. And then we're going to pull both knees back into the chest. If your chest and chin is lifted, go ahead and gently lower it down. We're going to hold on to those knees, draw the knees in circles, go in one direction. Draw your knees in circles, go the other way. Now we're going to take it into legs up the wall. We're going to keep a little bit of a micro bend in the knees so we're not yanking against the backs of the legs. Send your heels up towards the sky, and then we're going to start a nice point and flex of the feet. So just pull the toes in toward your body and then push the toes up towards the ceiling. Take 1 or 2 more little points and flex of the feet. And then we're going to keep our feet in a fairly neutral position, but look up at your toes and see if you can spread your toes as wide as you can, just engaging the muscles and the bones in the feet, and then relax. And then do that again. Spread your toes as wide as you can and relax. Spread your toes as wide as you can and relax. Nice. And now make little figure 8s with the feet. So twirl the toes in and away from each other. So we're just making some circles with the ankles, and then take those figure 8s and go the other way. Awesome. And then let that all come to stillness. Give your legs a little vigorous shake, get them all nice and awake, get that blood moving, get that lymphatic fluid moving. Take 1 or 2 more good vigorous shakes of the legs, and then we're going to crisscross the ankles, reach the hands around the outsides of the thighs, see if you can catch hold of the tops of the feet, and then just start to find a little bit of a rock side to side here. Nice. And then from here, we're going to take it from tailbone to top of head. So we're going to start to work the length of the spine. Take a couple of rocks and rolls, just massage the length of the spine. And then when you feel good and ready, catch a little momentum and come all the way up into an easy seated position. And then once you've got yourself there, just give a second, kind of wiggle into the sits bones, get nice and settled in. Find that nice tall lifted spine. Right hand's going to touch the ground, left hand's going to reach up, take a little side bend. Awesome. And then take that left hand, we're going to round and circle all the way over to the other side. So left hand's going to touch the ground and right hand's going to circle up for that side bend. Beautiful. And then take that right hand, round and circle all the way around. Right hand touches the ground, left hand reaches up. Awesome. And then take it back to the other side, round and circle around, left hand down, right hand reaches. Nice. And then we're going to circle around and stay on the right side. So find that side bend. Beautiful. Pull the thumb back, gaze up to the sky, take a nice big breath. Awesome. And then bring that left hand over to the other side, right hand reaches up, pull the thumb back, gaze up to the sky. Nice. And then lift your way up. We're going to swim both hands behind the back. So nice tall fingers, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the chest, lift the chin, take a gentle back bend here and just notice your collarbones, the front of the chest, your neck and your throat. And you should be able to swallow comfortably, but feel a gentle stretch through the front of your neck. Take one more breath. Awesome. And then release, catch hold of your knees and move into a little seated cat-cow here. Inhale to lift your chest, lift your chin, arch your back. Exhale to round, tuck your chin toward your chest. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. One more just like that. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. Awesome. Now find a nice neutral seated position. And then we're going to send our legs out just a little bit. So our ankles are crossed, but we have a nice wide diamond shape. And then we're going to reach over. So left hand's going to reach to the right knee, right hand's going to reach over to the left knee. And then back into that cat and cow breath here. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, hang on to those knees, round back and feel that nice tug in the back of the shoulders. Beautiful. Inhale to lift your chest. Exhale to round back. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. Notice which arm is on top. So for me, it's the right hand. Unlace your arms, switch the cross in your legs. And now we're going to take it to the other side. So right hand's going to reach over and across. Left hand's going to come on top, or just switch the arm that you had on top. And then once you've got yourself set up, inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, round back. Find a little space between your shoulders. Beautiful. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. One more breath here. Inhale, lift. And exhale, round. Awesome. And then lift up to a nice neutral space. Unwind your arms, uncross your ankles, and then just keep a nice gentle bend in the knees and rock your knees side to side. Great. One more little rock side to side. And then we're just going to scooch the bum back just a little bit. Step your feet a little bit wider. So think about finding the outer edges of your mat. Lift your belly, lift your chest, and then fold everything over. Maybe catch hold of your toes. Maybe your hands fall to the ground, whatever feels like a good position here. But what we want to find is just a little bit of sensation in the low back. So see if you can just find some breath into the space of your low back. Let your head drop nice and heavy here. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, slowly and mindfully start to walk yourself up. We're going to swing those legs around, come into a tabletop position, or come onto all fours. Take the time to double stack your mat or do anything that you need to so everything feels good and comfortable. And then wrists in line with the shoulders, knees in line with the hips. Start with that little hip bop. So we're just going to bop the hips a little bit side to side. Awesome. One more little bop side to side, and then we're going to move into scrape the peanut butter jar. So we're going to drop the belly down, pull the ribs over to one side, round the upper back body, pull the ribs over to the left, and then drop the belly down, and then smooth that out, just like you're scraping the inside of a peanut butter jar. So we just want to circle those ribs around, move up into the shoulders, and then pull the ribs around. Nice. Take one more time around in this direction. And then go the other way. So belly drops down, we pull the ribs over to one side, round the upper back body, and then start to smooth that movement out. Beautiful. Take one more time around here, and then come to a nice neutral place. So think about pushing the floor away from you, broaden your shoulders, lengthen your neck, gaze down between your thumbs, and then pause here for a moment, take a nice big conscious breath. Awesome. Curl both sets of toes under. Then we're just going to start that rock forward and back just to stretch the toes and the bottoms of the feet. And only take this movement to a depth that feels good. So pull your butt back just as far as feels comfortable. We want to find it's a little bit of stretch and length in the bottoms of the feet, but no zinging or shooting pain. So make sure everything feels okay. Awesome. One more forward and back here. And then come back up, release your left toes, but keep your right toes curled under. Slide your right foot back and move right into that calf stretch. Rock forward and back. Take about 3 rocks forward and back here. Beautiful. And then slide that leg in and switch to the other side. Left toes curl under, slide that foot back, and then rock forward and back. Nice. And then when you're ready, slide that foot in right into puppy pose or heart melting pose. So keep your hips in line with the knees. Walk your hands towards the top edge of your mat. Let everything sink and settle down. If your shoulders are tight and you need a little bit more space, walk your hands just a little bit wider to the outer edges of your mat, and then let your head drop down here. Take one more breath here. And then when you're ready, start to walk yourself back up and in into that tabletop position. And now we're going to set up for our little cow face prep pose. So right leg's going to swing, reach out from the hip, and then take your left toes and swing them over towards the right side of your mat. Take your right knee, tuck it behind your left knee. So we get our knees crisscrossed and our toes are pointing in opposite directions. And we're going to take 3 rocks forward and back here. So we're just going to pull the butt back and then come back to tabletop. Nice. Pull the bum back and come up. Last one. Come up, keep the knees crisscrossed and bop your hips just a little bit side to side. So it's not going to be as big of a range of motion. Great. One more little bop side to side. And then as you come back to a more neutral place, unwind your legs, take a second, shake anything out that you need to, and then we're going to do that to the other side. So left leg is going to shoot straight out from the hip. Swing your right toes over to the left side of your mat. Tuck your left knee behind the right knee, toes pointing in opposite directions. Beautiful. And now take it forward and back. Pull the bum back towards the heels and then come up and just go to a depth that feels good to you. You want to find a little sensation, maybe in the left glute, but no shooting or electric pain. Awesome. Now the next time you come up, stay up, keep the knees crisscrossed, and then rock your hips a little bit side to side. Nice. One more rock side to side. And then as you come to a more neutral place, unwind your legs, give everything a little shake. We're going to pick up the right hand, flip the fingertips down. So we want to find the back of the hand pressing into the earth. So we're going to get a little stretch to the forearm. Pause there and take a breath. Awesome. And then lift that hand up and we'll switch to the other side. So left fingertips are going to flip under, back of the hand to the ground. Gently press the wrist into the ground. Feel that little stretch in the forearm. Take a breath. Lovely. And then release. And now we're going to come down onto elbows and forearms. So elbows are going to be in line with the shoulders. Take a second, wiggle out your shoulders, and then start to step your feet to the back edge of your mat. We're going to find a nice low plank here. Broaden your shoulders, nice long neck, firm your belly up. Take one good breath. And then lower your knees down as we move into a Sphinx pose. We release the toes, belly drops down, hips press into the earth. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Think about energetically pulling the elbows back, even though they stay anchored on the ground. So we just want to get that sensation of squeezing in the shoulder blades, lifting up through the crown of the head. And then keep all that squeeze between the shoulder blades. And we're going to just tuck the chin down towards the chest and lift the chin back up. Tuck your chin down towards your chest and lift your chin back up. Nice. One more just like that. Tuck your chin down. Lift your chin up, keep that nice neutral chin, and then we're going to take it into a little seal pose. So we're going to press into the palms, lift the elbows up away from the floor, just come as high as feels comfortable to you. Awesome. And then soften it all down, take the elbows wide, give a second to just kind of shake out your bum. And we're going to come into intense shoulder stretch. So right hand's going to reach out straight from the shoulder, press into your left hand, draw your left shoulder up and back. You might be happy staying there, but if you need more sensation or want more sensation, roll onto your right hip, step your left foot behind you. Take 3 nice big breaths here. When you're ready, if you're rolled over onto your hip, slowly and mindfully roll back onto the belly, slide the right hand in, give your shoulders a little shimmy shake, and then we're going to take it over to the other side. So left hand is going to extend straight out from the shoulder, press into your right hand, right shoulder draws up. That might be enough, but if you want more sensation, roll onto your left hip, step your right foot behind you, and take 3 nice big breaths here. Beautiful. When you're ready, nice and slow, roll back onto the belly. If you are on that hip, slide the left hand in, give your shoulders a little wiggle out, and then we're going to push our way up into a tabletop position. Take 1 cat-cow breath here. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale, round your back. Inhale to a neutral spine, big toes together. Walk your knees to the outer edges of your mat into extended child's pose. Pull your butt back to your heels and then let everything settle down. Belly, chest, and forehead melt down. Soften your arms, relax your fingers. And then for a moment here, just see if you can tune back into the breath, bringing the best to the belly, to the ribs, up to the collarbones. And then as you exhale, can you exhale from the collarbones to the ribs, to the belly? Take one more cycle of breath here. And then staying fairly low, we're going to just lift the head and start to walk the hands over and off the left side of the mat. Stack your right hand on top of your left. Let your elbows be heavy. Let your forehead sink down. Find a little sensation through the right side of the body. Take a nice big breath in. Slow breath out. Awesome. And then walk through center, over and off the other side of the mat. Staying nice and low. Left hand stacks on top of the right. Elbows get nice and heavy. Forehead sinks down. Tune into the left side of your body and take a nice big breath. Nice. And then on your next inhale, lift your head, gently walk it all back into center, lift your bum up, walk your knees in, come back into that tabletop position. One more cat and cow here. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the tail. Exhale, round your back. Inhale to a nice neutral spine, curl your toes under and find your way up into downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and start to pedal out the legs, move into the shoulders. So just move everything around in a way that feels nice to you. And then just start to notice, how are the backs of your legs feeling? How are your shoulders feeling? How are your wrists feeling? Take 1 or 2 more pedals of the legs. And then when you feel good and ready, look forward, soften your knees, walk your feet up to meet your hands, come to a ragdoll fold at the top of your mat. Feet about hip or shoulder width distance apart, make some space for yourself here. And then just let everything dangle. Let your head hang nice and heavy, let your arms hang nice and heavy. Great, and then we're gonna keep with this folded position, but lift slightly up. So find a little bit of an engagement in the belly, but let your arms hang heavy. And then we're just gonna start to circle the arms, swinging them in one direction. And then circle the arms and swing them the other way. Great, and then let that swinging come to stillness, soften your knees, bring your hands up to your hip creases. So you're gonna walk your palms right up into those hip creases and then find a half forward fold. So we're gonna press into the legs, lengthen through the spine, straighten the legs, press out through the crown of your head. Awesome, and then keep your hands in the hip creases, but soften your knees, soften the upper back body. And then we'll do that again. Press into the hip crease, straighten the legs, lengthen the spine. Beautiful, and then soften it all again. And then we'll do that one more time. Press into the feet, straighten the legs, press into the hip crease, make a nice 7 shape with the body. Beautiful. And then keep all that length in your spine. Bend your knees a little bit, push into your feet, release your hands. Inhale, raise your arms up. Hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. And then just take a second to get yourself situated as it is 7:30. If you've got to get on with the rest of your day, I hope that it's amazing. But if you're sticking around, we'll get into a little bit of a flow here. So find your mountain pose at the top of your mat, lift up through the top of your head. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to interlace the fingers here, flip the palms, press them forward, make some room for the shoulder blades, firm up your belly, and then press the palms up and overhead. Take a little side bend one way, come back to center, side bend the other way, come back to center, unlace your fingers, float your hands down, back into your mountain pose. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, interlace your fingers the weird way. So switch the cross in your fingers, flip the palms, press them forward, make room for your shoulders. And then when you feel like you found your way there, lift the arms up and overhead. Take a side bend one way, come back to center, side bend the other way, come back to center. Unlace your fingers, float your fingers down, back into your mountain pose. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge at your waist, fold all the way down to the ground. Inhale to a half forward fold. Find that nice length in the spine. Beautiful. Bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center. Press your palms together. Keep your elbows nice and wide. Keep the whole upper body engaged. Drop the shoulders slightly away from the ears. Then we're going to lift the heels up away from the floor. And then lower your heels with control. Lift your heels up and lower with control. One more just like that. Inhale, lift the heels up and lower with control. Let your hands come down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Keep all that length, bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center, palms together, elbows wide. Press the palms together nice and firm in the upper body. Inhale, lift your heels up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale and lift up. Exhale and lower. One more time here. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Release your hands. Come back to mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. Grab that beach ball above your head. Exhale, sink into a little chair. Inhale, rise right back up. Exhale, cactus your arms. Open the chest, look to the sky. Inhale, reach up, grab that beach ball. Exhale, sink into your chair. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, cactus your arms. One last time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale into your chair. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, cactus the arms. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up. And then when you're exhaling, fold everything over. Nice. And then just start to take a little swing side to side. So walk your feet over to the right side of your mat, over to the left side of your mat, finding a little bit of a gentle twisting motion, and allow your knees to bend, your hips to move. Let everything kind of be loosey-goosey here. Beautiful. Take one more little swing side to side. And then as you come back to center, bend your knees, plant your palms, step your feet back to a plank. Awesome. And then take a second in that plank to firm everything up. Broaden your shoulders, push the floor away from you, firm your belly up, and then release your knees to the ground. Let your toes go, lower with control onto your belly. Once you found your way down, give a second, give your tush a little shake, and we're going to bend the knees and windshield wiper the heels side to side. Beautiful. One more little shake of the heels side to side, and then drop your left toes down to the ground, but hug your right heel in toward your butt. So what we want to try and find is just a little bit of an engagement, hands free. So we're really trying to pull the heel towards the bum and then feel the back of your thigh or your hamstring fire up, really work that muscle, hold it there for one more breath. Awesome. And then gently, slowly, mindfully release that foot back down. Give your tush a little shake. Make sure everything softens up. And then we're going to take it to the other side. So right toes are going to press into the ground. Left heel is going to pick up. We're going to draw that heel towards the bum. Really work through the back of the leg to try to hug that heel in. Feel the back of the leg fire up. Hold it there for one more breath. Awesome. And then slowly, gently, mindfully release that foot down. Give everything a little soft shake, shake out your bum. And we're going to take it into half locust from here. So if your front hip bones are super bony and they need just a little bit of extra cushion, tuck your fingers under the hip bones or just let your hands rest wherever feels comfortable. We're going to start to shake the heels. So we want to invite a little bit of softness and a letting go of the thigh muscles and where the bone is connected to the hip. So let everything be a little bit soft and loose. And then once you feel like you've got it pretty loosened up, let that come to stillness. Pull your right toes away from you. Pull your right toes towards the end of your mat. Keep pulling them so far away from you that this leg starts to lift. Keep pulling away as you lift up nice and high. And then keep pulling away as you lower the leg down. Once you come all the way down, give everything a little soft shake. And then let that shake come to stillness. Pull the left toes away from you. Pull them so far that they start to lift. Lengthen and lift all the way up. And then lengthen as you lower down. And then once that foot touches the ground, give it a soft shake. Nice. And then back to that right leg. Pull the right toes away from you. Pull them, pull them, pull them nice and far. Lift that leg as you lengthen up. Lengthen as you lower down. Shake it out once you hit the ground. And then take it to the other side. Left toes reach away from you. Pull, pull, pull. Lift and lengthen up. Lengthen as you lower down. Give it a good shake. And then wherever your hands are tucked under, gently lift them up. Find your way up into a tabletop position. Take a second to shake out that bum and then into that cow face prep pose again. So right leg is going to shoot out. Left toes are going to swing over to the right side of the mat. Tuck the right knee behind the left. Pull your butt back to your heels. One breath. Lift back up into that tabletop position. Unwind your legs and over to the other side. Left leg reaches out. Right toes swing to the left side of the mat. Tuck the left knee behind the right. Pull your butt back to your heels. Beautiful. Come back up. Unwind your legs into tabletop position. Shake out your bum if you need to, but then curl your toes under. Exhale up to down dog. Look forward. Walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat into a forward fold position. Beautiful. Inhale to a half forward fold. Keep all that length in your spine. Bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center. Press the palms together. Elbows wide, upper body engaged. Inhale, lift your heels up. Exhale, lower your heels down. Relax your hands down at your sides. Inhale, reach your arms up. Grab that beach ball above your head. Exhale, sink into a chair. We're just going to stay here for one breath. So weight is in the heels. And then we're going to swim the hands behind, lift the heels up away from the floor, lower the heels back down, reach your arms up, lift all the way up. Exhale, cactus your arms, open your chest. Nice. Inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, fold it all down. Great. And then soften it up here. Come back to that sway. Just swing your hands from side to side. Beautiful. One more little swing side to side. And then as you come back to center, bend your knees, plant your palms, step back to a plank. Beautiful. Bring the knees down, lower with control onto your belly. Right into a drunken serpent. So hands off the edges of your mat, nice tall cupcake hands or piano fingers. Inhale, lift your heart nice and high. Exhale, lower down. Right shoulder up and back. Inhale, lift that right shoulder, look over. Exhale, lower it down. Beautiful. Take it to the left. Inhale, lift that left shoulder, look over. Exhale, lower down. Take it to center. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Nice. And then softly rest on your belly, slide your hands in. Pull your right heel in. See if you can reach your right hand back and catch hold of that foot. If not, no worries. Just keep hugging that heel in. But if you can, hug the heel in just a little bit closer. And then just see if you can soften the top of your thigh. Soften the muscles around your knee. Soften into your breath. One more breath. And then gently release that foot. Let it lower with control. Wiggle out anything that you need to, and then we'll take it to the other side. Lift the left heel up. Either just keep hugging that heel in towards the butt, engaging the hamstring, or see if you can reach your hand back, catch hold of the foot, and then hug it in. And then once you've got that hugged in sensation, soften the quads, soften your knees, soften the back of your leg. Take one more breath. Beautiful. Gently release that foot. Push your way up into a tabletop position. Back to our cow face prep position, but now we're going to move a little bit further with it. So right leg is going to extend out. Left toes are going to swing over to the right side of the mat. Take that right knee, tuck it behind the left, and now pull your butt back to your heels. You might be happy staying here, and this might be all the work that you need. But if you want more, can you sit back all the way onto your bum? And then your knees are going to stay nice and stacked. Now your left knee is on top, so right hand is going to reach behind you, pat yourself on the back. Left hand palm is going to flip backwards, and then we're just going to find the space between the shoulder blades. If you can reach and clasp your hands, awesome. If you can't, no worries. Lifting that elbow up, stay nice and tall and lifted for one good breath. And then on your next exhale, you're just going to lean your heart forward. And then inhale, lift up with that top elbow. Awesome. Exhale, lean your heart forward. Lift yourself back up. One more just like that. Lean your heart forward. Lift yourself back up. Release your arms. Let your hands find the soles of the feet. So this is just like a little energetic connect, like completing a circuit. So we've got our whole body connected from hands to feet. And then if it feels good, lean your heart forward, tuck your chin into your chest. Allow for a little bit of a rounding in the upper back body. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then on your next inhale, lift up and then push your hands into the floor, lift your tush up, find your way back into that tabletop position, unwind your legs and give everything a little wiggle out. Nice. And now we're going to take it to the other side. So left leg is going to extend long. Right toes are going to swing over to the left side of the mat. Tuck your left knee behind. Push your butt back toward your heels. And again, you might be super happy here. And if this is where your work is, stay here and breathe. But if it feels nice and you want more sensation, sit all the way back. Knees are stacked. Right knee is on top, which means left hand is going to come up. Right hand is going to flip, palm facing backwards. And then we're just going to find the space between the shoulder blades. If your hands can clasp, awesome. No worries if they can't. Keep that top elbow nice and lifted up. And then when you're ready, lean the heart forward. And then come right back up. Lean the heart forward. And come right back up. Lean the heart forward. And come right back up, and then unlace those hands. Hands find the soles of the feet. And then we're going to lean the heart forward and let the upper body round. Let your chin tuck down. Take a nice deep breath here. Nice. And then when you're ready, lift your head up, push your hands into the floor, lift your bum up, come back up into your tabletop position, unwind your legs, and then give everything a little shake out. Shake out your bum, shake out your shoulders, wiggle out the back of your neck. Once you feel like everything's feeling good, curl your toes under, exhale, and find your way up to downward facing dog. Take your right leg up nice and high into three-legged dog. We're going to bend the knee, let the hip roll open. Beautiful. And then lower that leg down with control. Take it to the other side. Left leg is going to lift up. Bend the knee. Let your hip roll open. Nice. And then lower that leg with control. Look forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Come to a little forward fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. And now we're going to come and find our way down to the ground. So pick up your heels, bend your knees, roll down into a little ball. Nice. And then set your butt down on the ground, and we're going to come into a nice wide leg position. So shoot your legs out nice and wide, and then give yourself a second just to kind of find your way there. Settle into your sits bones. And now we want nice active inner thighs. We want to pull the pinky toes back, keeping the inner thighs nice and engaged. Lift your chest, walk your hands forward one step. Take a nice big breath. As you exhale, walk your hands forward one step, but keep all of that length. Inner thighs are still active. Pinky toes are still drawing back. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, walk forward one more step. Nice. Take one more breath here. From here, slowly and mindfully walk yourself back up to a nice tall position. We're going to take the right leg, bring it in. So our hips are going to stay forward, but our legs are angled out. And now we're going to take the left hand to the inside of the inner thigh, or you're going to reach your hand down and catch hold of your big toe. You're going to find the grab that feels good. But we want to find the sensation of bottom ribs pulling forward and the top hand extending up. You're reaching towards the toe, but it doesn't matter if you ever find your toe. So we want to find a nice long stretch through the side body and down into where the side body meets the hip. So if you can just get a little sensation down into that space, tune in there for a moment, notice your breath. Beautiful. Take one more breath. Awesome. And lift that top hand up, come up nice and slow, and we're going to switch sides. So swing the other leg out, bring that foot in, hips are still facing forward, legs are angled out, either the elbow to the inner thigh or catch hold of the big toe. We want to draw those bottom ribs forward, top hand reaches up. And then just see if you can tune into that low back side body, right where the side body meets the hip, and then just notice your breath there. Take one more breath. Nice. And then lift it all up with control into a butterfly position or Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees out to the left and to the right. Catch hold of your toes, get nice and tall. One breath here. We're just going to exhale and lean ourselves forward. Come right back up. And then we're going to bring the thumbs to the insides of the feet and just massage around the bottoms of the feet. So we just want to mush around that nice thick texture of the bottoms of feet. Just let everything kind of soften up, wiggle your toes, smush around the insteps, smush around the heels. And then once you feel like your feet are good and smushed around, we're going to see if we can stick with that butterfly position. Start to walk your hands back, elbows come down to the ground, readjust your tailbone as needed, and then walk your elbows nice and wide so you can lower all the way down to the ground. Once you found your way here, just give a second to make sure everything feels like it's in a good position. Hips should feel happy, tailbone should be in a comfortable space. And then once you've got your way there, reach your arms up straight from your chest, a little abdominal work before we finish up. Inhale a nice big breath. And as you exhale, pull the abdominal muscles down, curl up the head, neck, and chest. Inhale and lower down. Exhale and crunch up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale and crunch. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Last one here. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. And can you hold here for a second, really drawing those abdominal muscles down towards the ground. Beautiful. Then slowly lower yourself down. Catch hold of the outsides of the thighs. Pull those knees together. Draw them up into the chest. Give yourself a light little squeeze. Hold on to your right knee. Send your left leg nice and long. And then into supine twist. Take that right knee over and across the body. Right arm opens out nice and wide. Take 3 nice big breaths here. Nice. When you're ready, pull that right knee into the chest. Bring the left knee into meet. So both knees into the chest. Hold on to your left knee. Send your right leg nice and long. Supine twist the other way. Take that knee over and across the body. Left arm opens out nice and wide. Turn your head to the left if that feels good. And come back to your breath. Beautiful. When you're ready, pull that left knee into the chest. Right knee comes into meet. Give everything a little squeeze. Back to legs up the wall. Send your feet up towards the ceiling. Soft knees. And then back into a vigorous shake if that feels good. So give your legs a nice sound shake out. Let your toes and ankles be a little bit loose. Let your calf muscles be a little bit loose. Make sure it's loose, but not too loose that you're injuring your joints. But we just want to get everything shaken up. Get that blood flowing again. Get that lymphatic fluid moving again. And then once you feel like your legs have gotten a nice, good, gentle shake out, float your feet down to the ground. Pause in a constructive rest. So step your feet out wide, let your knees drop in towards each other, and then just tune back into your breath. Breathing into the belly, the ribs, up to the collarbones, down from the collarbones to the ribs, to the belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, collarbones. Exhale from the collarbones to the ribs, to the belly. Take one more breath here. And then just ask your body where would be your best Shavasana. Would it feel good to stay in constructive rest? Would it feel good to take a more traditional shape? Or do you want a little bit more of an active shape, maybe taking into your Supta Baddha Konasana or reclined cobbler's pose? So just tune in, notice how your body feels right now, and then put it in a place that you can find a little stillness. And then once you've got yourself in a place that you feel like is right for your body, take a second, work out all your little wiggles. Make sure everything feels good and comfortable. And then if it feels right, close your eyes down. Or maybe you just soften your gaze. Invite a sense of softness into your muscles. Allow for a sense of heaviness in your bones. Relax your jaw. Breath is returned to its natural rhythm. Invite a sense of softness into the outer edges of your skin. You always have the option to stay in your Shavasana as long as your body wants you to. But if you feel called to do so, start to invite a little gentle movement into your fingers, into your toes. Move your wrists a little bit, move your knees a little bit, move everything around just a little bit. And then depending on where your legs are, maybe you walk them nice and long down towards the end of your mat, and then find that big good morning stretch like a yawn. Stretch from fingers to toes. Really tune into the side body. Notice those side ribs. Take a nice big breath and feel the breath in your ribs. And then as you exhale, just let everything soften. And then in your own way, at your own time, find your way up to a comfortable seated position. Great. And then once you found your way up into that nice, comfortable seated position, we're going to clap the hands together, fire up the hands, get them nice and good and hot. And then just depending on where would feel best, either ankles or toes, your choice. Once your hands feel nice and good and hot, gently rest them on your ankles or your toes. Close your eyes down, take a nice big breath. Cool. And then when you feel ready, clap your hands together, fire up those palms, get them nice and good and hot and energized. And then once your hands feel really nice and good and hot, we're going to gently cup them over the knees, close the eyes down, take a nice big breath. Awesome. When you're ready, clap those hands back together, fire up those palms, get them nice and good and hot. Once they feel good, hot and energized, right around the hip bones, just gently cup your hands, close your eyes, take a nice big breath. Awesome. When you're ready, clap those hands together, fire up those palms, get them nice and good and hot. Once they're good and hot, we're going to gently cup them around the sides of the ribs. So just reach your hands around, close your eyes down, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. One last time, clap those hands together, fire up those palms. We're going to give ourselves a hug here. So left hand on top or right hand on top, totally going to be up to you, just whatever happens naturally. But once your hands are good and hot, give yourself a little hug, catch hold of your shoulders, close your eyes down, give yourself a little squeeze. And then as you exhale, just let everything soften. Nice. And then when you're ready, bring your prayer hands together at heart center and Anjali Mudra. Bow your head to your heart. Take a moment to just tune in and notice. Notice your thumbs against your chest. Breathe in and just think about a little bit of peace in your heart. And then bring your thumbs to your lips. Breathe in and think about a little bit of peace in your words throughout your day. And then bring your thumbs right to the space between your eyebrows. Breathe in and think about a little bit of peace in your thought throughout the day. And gently lift up to the top of your head. Gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy, happy Thursday.